Crystal Palace, you think it's not going good for you. Imagine a Palace fan. Imagine the high of the summer. You accept that you're going to lose Eberechi Eze. I mean, that's all part and parcel of, unfortunately, being a quote-unquote smaller club in the Prem. Once one of the big dogs come knocking, your players do invariably go. But now, you get to January, your captain's gone. He's gone. Like, he's obviously refused to play tomorrow. He will be playing for Man City, probably in this Manchester derby. Could play for Man City against Man United on Saturday. Too late. I'm hearing it's too late. Okay, cool. That's good. But it's actually not good, actually. I'd prefer him to play. But Glasner has announced today in a press conference that he's gone at the end of the season. Would have told the ownership about his intentions to leave in October. So you've lost your best player in Eze in the summer. You've lost your club captain now, arguably your second best player. I don't know what happens with Mateta and Wharton. And now your manager, who got you to the promised land, has said, you know, enough's enough, I'm going as well.
That's the key point, though. I think what we have to do when we analyse what's happening at Crystal Palace, it's easy to catastrophise it. It's easy to go, oh, what a disaster for Palace. Everything's going wrong. It's falling apart. Guehi's leaving. Glasner's leaving. What does this mean for Wharton? What does it mean for Mateta? And I don't think that's telling the story. The story is one of success. The story is one of unimaginable brilliance. Like when Oliver Glasner got the job, taking over the reins from Roy Hodgson, the club were in 15th in the Premier League. They have since entered Europe, won 2 competitions, beaten Manchester City, who were at the time the champions, beaten them in an FA Cup final, beat them at Wembley, beat Guardiola at Wembley. I think that we can only look at this as a positive story. And look, Glasner's gamble.
No, but if you're a Palace fan, you want to kick on. Surely you're thinking, we've now got one of the best and we all said this about Glasner, one of the best managers in Europe. We've got England's first choice centre back. We've got someone that I think in Mateta that could lead the line for the majority of the Premier League clubs. We've got a midfielder in Adam Wharton, who every Premier League club seems to want. Surely we're thinking, let's kick on now. Let's go.
There's no reason why they can't still dream of kicking on. But what I'm saying is that when they gave the appointment to Oliver Glasner, when Glasner got the job with the club sitting in 15th and taking over from Roy Hodgson, which was a successful period, it kept them in the Premier League, but it wasn't the most inspiring.
Yeah, I agree.
They have gone to the promised land. They have gone to places that they never dreamed.
So they now should accept that they're now back to those Roy Hodgson days of, you know, where Palace every single season done well and finished 12th, didn't they? That was their thing, 12th to 15th. So they now accept that that's it now again.
No, I don't.
We have to find these players like we did, you know, Elise from Reading, find these players that nobody wants, turn them into superstars and accept that we might have an FA Cup run, but in terms of anything else beyond that, that's it.
No, I think what they have to dream now is the gamble that has effectively happened here. Oliver Glasner has gambled, hasn't he? He hopes that the gamble of announcing it now will galvanise the squad. Like we've seen examples of this in the past, and generally they haven't worked. The most recent one, Jurgen Klopp.
Why has he done it?
Why?
Why has he done it? Why not leave it until the end of the season if you know you're going? Why not just leave it until the end? Why announce it?
Well, look,
now?
His stock is so high. He is one of the most highly regarded managers in world football. He is at a club where you can prize them out of there. So it's all very well going, well, he's not seen in the same regard as Pep Guardiola. To clubs like Manchester United and other clubs like Manchester United, they can't get Pep Guardiola. Oliver Glasner is that perfect balance of an elite level achievement, clearly proven track record, both internationally, both in Europe and here.
Yeah.
And he's at a club where you can prize him away. He is an ambitious character.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain why announce it in January. The ownership would have known about it in October. That's what we're led to believe. He told them in October he's going. Why not just wait until the end of the season and then go? And then announce it. Okay, guys, you know what? It's been a great run. I'm out of here.
The reason why potentially is because you're framing it that it's only negative. There is a world in which this is positive. Like you can announce this and it could be destabilising. And I think, look, you're a Liverpool fan. Your example of this, your feeling around this, is that it is destabilising.
Yeah.
But it could galvanise. It could prove the clarity to go and win the Conference League. It could bring them together, couldn't it?
Where they've struggled.
They've struggled.
You know why I think it's destabilising to do it? Because obviously Palace fans would have woken up to the news of Guehi and would have hoped they would have kept their captain. I think we've got to make sure people realise it's their captain. Would have hoped they would have kept him until the end of the season. Your manager's now said he's going as well. So that's almost 2 blows in 24 hours. 2.
Things aren't going well. They're out of both cups. They're struggling in the league. And Macclesfield
as well, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the biggest strike killings in recent times, yeah.
But what I think he might have done is realise quite how badly it's going and feel like they need a kickstart. They need something. So announcing that he's leaving, it could bring them together. It could make this team, like we've spoken, look, Guehi's gone. Lacroix is an excellent player. Munoz is an excellent player. Sarr is an excellent player. There's more that you could talk about. Obviously, Adam Wharton. This could be the last hurrah for this squad as we know it. That doesn't mean that Palace don't go on to bigger and better things. I think it's unlikely, but that doesn't mean that it's over. If you're a Palace fan, I think there's still room for optimism here.
Yeah.
But he might want to bring this squad together and say to this crop of players, look, we've had some good times. Let's make it great. Let's put a cherry on the cake now. And if you're a Crystal Palace fan, I don't want to put words into their mouth, but I feel like the feeling must be this happened. This is more than we could have ever dreamed.
Agreed. Yeah,
like they've never won anything.
No, you're right. We've lived through some, okay.
Times.
Yeah, okay Palace sides, bleak Palace sides.
Some bleak Palace sides. Look,
and this has been fantastic for and it's been good football at Selhurst Park for the last
the best it's ever
4
been.
years, by the way.
This is the best. Like the best I think Palace, from my knowledge, certainly in my lifetime, it was when they had sort of Wright and Bright up front. That was a good era for them, but incomparable to this one.
Yeah,
like this is the best Crystal Palace fans have ever had it.
They've always had moments, but you're right in terms of consistency, in terms of a squad of players, rather than just Zaha for 10 years.
And it feels like the feeling is good. They make a racket at home. The Holmesdale fanatics have become a thing. It feels like there is a good feeling around the club. And Glasner, if you believe that the responsibility of a manager is effectively to be a custodian, you take charge and you leave the entity in a better state than you found it. If that is your belief in what a manager should do, Oliver Glasner's the governor. He's taken hold of a team that were 15th in the league and had never won a trophy. And he's made them a European outfit who've won 2 trophies and are higher up in the league. Yeah. It's a perfect example of what a good manager does.
There's a part of me that if you're a Palace fan, he's almost shone a light on some of their good players and now they've lost them. Do you know what I mean? Like he's made these players, even Guehi to an extent. I mean, we weren't necessarily, I know Guehi's only 25, but we weren't screaming his praises a couple of seasons ago. He's always lifted Guehi's reputation up as well, hence why everyone was interested. And I want to stick on that as well, everyone being interested in Guehi, because there were links to Bayern Munich. We know the Liverpool situation in the summer, Man City, Barcelona, Real Madrid, right? He would have been a free agent in the summer, so everyone was interested. Has he made the right decision to go to City now as opposed to wait in the summer? You get the big signing on fee, don't you, in the summer because you are a free agent. Has he made the right decision and has he gone to the right club?
I think that he's probably been compensated. Whatever money that he would have secured in the summer, I imagine that he will be getting.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be losing out in terms of what it's going to be in his old Sky Rocket. Yeah. I feel like the wolf won't be on Marc Guehi's door.
Yeah, there's an offshore account.
Yeah, he's going to Marc Guehi financially is going to be fine.
He'll be right.
I'm sure that that's going to be fine. In terms of is it the right club? You could argue no. You could argue that maybe the prospect of playing for Liverpool is more appetising, but equally, I've had to almost redefine Man City. Yeah. It's come to a point where Manchester City, by some definition, are the most alluring club that you can play for in the world. And by some weird definition.
By the way, you go back to his age, being 25, they've been the best club in the Premier League
10 years.
Since he was 15.
Yeah. He's only known...
Since he started professional football, they've been number one by some distance.
Yeah, he don't know what the Kipax is. No. He doesn't know what the Baron years were.
No, of course
Probably doesn't know who Uwe Rosler was.
Yeah.
He only knows Man City as this ferocious...
How long's Pep been there? 9 years?
Yeah.
So basically, since he started playing professional football, Pep's been there.
Yeah, when Marc Guehi was coming through at Chelsea and having genuine dreams of playing first-team Premier League football, Manchester City were the team to beat. Manchester City were the team that had the glorious footballers. So following in their footsteps, being managed by Pep Guardiola, you can never ever see that as a bad move. Like, what are we saying here? I'm slightly more romantic.
What I'm thinking about is the Liverpool one. Like with City, there'll always be a competition. He'll back himself. But I look at Liverpool and I think Liverpool in the summer, they're basically saying you're going to be with Van Dijk forever. Because you're replacing Konate. There is no competition. It's going to be you, Van Dijk.
You're not going to be with Van Dijk forever, though, Addy. I think you're going to be with Van Dijk for maybe 2 years. And then what happens? People are going to start talking about Van Dijk.
Exactly. And then what happens? Then it's yours. Then you take over the mantle. It literally, that should be the sell. Like that Liverpool backline will be yours in 2 years.
There's a better sell, isn't there? There's a better sell. The better sell is you can partner with Ruben Diaz or Gvardiol for a decade. There's a better sell. I think Liverpool are a more attractive proposition, to be honest, but I'm probably quite foolish. I see Liverpool as a better institution. I think playing in front of the Kop's got to be more appealing. Having your name sung by the Kop has got to be more inspiring.
What is it then? Is it money?
I think it's money, it's silverware.
Is it simple as that?
Do you know where I made a mistake? And I've made this mistake many times. You know when Jack Grealish was leaving Aston Villa, I was arguing that he should sign for Manchester United, and that was so wrong. I'm doing it on romanticism. I'm doing it following in the footsteps of Cantona and Beckham and they're just not that club anymore. Manchester City are that club. Going to Manchester City is probably the most exciting sporting project in the world, isn't it? It's got the best manager in the world. It's arguably got the only elite level manager in the world in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, I think Antonio Conte is elite.
Right,
I think Carlo Ancelotti is elite, but they aren't operating in the Premier League. You're going to play for Man City. You're going to call Erling Haaland a teammate. You're going to play with Donnarumma as your centre half, and he will be looking at it. I honestly think that Guardiola will be looking at Man City now with the additions of Semenyo, with the addition now of Marc Guehi, and I think he can't believe quite how close they are to genuine greatness this season.
And by the way, he's got both of them. Obviously, look, wages aside, he's got both of them at 85 million quid.
Yeah, and they're in 4 competitions.
That's what he spent on 2 proven top-tier Premier League
And you
players.
add Shirky into that, he was another 30 million quid. Like, they're spending really well.
Also, we're breaking it. Also, if you're Guehi, the Liverpool project in the summer must have been the most exciting project. Wirtz,
Yeah,
Isak.
it's not quite that
It's
anymore.
not quite that.
No.
And Slot's kind of like the manager that was going to bring you in. Is he going to last the season? Even if he does, is he going to be there in the summer?
And you look at the players that Man City are signing. Like, they signed Donnarumma. Like, you're looking at a new wave of City players, right? You're looking at the next gen of Man City. You're looking at Ryan Shirky, Reinders. Haaland is still incredibly young. They've just signed Donnarumma. You're now part of this new look side. It feels very exciting. And this new look Man City, of course it's inspiring. And if you think about what they could do this season, they're 6 points behind in the league. I think Arsenal are favourites for the league. But
we know they can do a treble. As much as people don't think, we know, we've seen it.
Well,
they can do it.
I wonder if they'd be thinking they could do one step more than that.
Quad.
I mean, they don't want to talk about it. Then Liverpool know that it's not a good thing to talk about. But I think that Guardiola can't believe his luck because they have been fairly abject this year. They, at various points, have looked nothing like title winners. They've lost to Brighton. They've lost to Tottenham. They've drawn their last 3. And they're only 6 points behind. And they've got 1 foot in the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah, and even in Europe, you look around, it's not like the old days of Europe where there were 5 or 6
It
teams
will
you had
be
to
an
beat.
English winner. I feel like it will be an English winner this year.
You say that every year.
Yeah, and I don't say that with glee, by the way. I don't want it to be the case. I just think there's loads of money in the Premier League, and disgracefully, we sort of blitz our way to finals.